Hello and welcome. From teen movie queen to being on screen with the British aristocracy, US-born star Elizabeth McGovern has had a wonderfully varied acting career. Her screen debut was in Robert Redford's Oscar-winning 1980 film Ordinary People, followed by an Academy Award nomination just a year later for her role in Ragtime. It was clear her career was moving quickly on a star-studded path. In 1984, she starred as Robert De Niro's romantic interest in Sergio Leone's gangster epic, Once Upon a Time in America. She followed that with a co-starring role opposite Sean Penn and Nicolas Cage in Racing with the Moon, then in Johnny Handsome with Mickey Rourke, and The Favour with Brad Pitt. Her 1992 marriage to British film director Simon Curtis led to roles in England, including in recent years a continuing part in the multi-awarded drama series Downton Abbey. But back in the late 1980s, when her star was on the rise, she appeared opposite Steve Guttenberg in the murder thriller The Bedroom Window, and shortly after that with Kevin Bacon in She's Having a Baby. At the time, I had the opportunity to chat with Elizabeth about both films, starting with The Bedroom Window.
It was a typical story at that time. It was, as everybody goes through trouble with their high school years and finding their identity, it just seemed to be a thing that I felt, a world where I felt comfortable.
Where did you grow up? In New York?
I was born outside Chicago and I grew up in Los Angeles.
Oh, so you're a real sort of polyglot person in a sense. Yeah. When you say outside of Chicago, do you mean on a farm outside or in a small town?
No, in a suburb.
So there's nothing that goes back to those areas, theatre or anything like that? That was
in Chicago?
Yeah.
No, it was all in Los Angeles. It was all in high school and junior high.
Yeah. So you're not into the method style?
Not in particular, no. I mean, I did take some classes, and I think in some small way it all adds up to helping. But finally, it all comes down to just you and the text and the other actors. And I have no method or no technique. It's all just kind of hashing it out. It's not a very satisfying response, but...
Well, it's interesting. I mean, so many people have to... Some actors just really hate working with method actors. Just can't bear it because they have a more instinctive approach to it. And even people who sort of sit there and agonize.
Oh, yeah. Well, people that are slaves to any system or any, way of doing things are impossible to deal with in any way. So, yeah.
So what about working with somebody like Steve, who obviously, he's certainly in Australia, he's synonymous with doing comedy films. I mean, Police Academy films have had proportionally far greater success in Australia, actually.
Have they really?
Yeah, I mean, proportionally than they have here in America. They've done extremely well, and I mean, he's done a lot of other comedy work. So that would seem to have suited you, I think. Yeah.
Yes, well, I must say one thing about Steve is he has a very unpretentious approach to his work, which is a blessing. Because he's very modest and open and, easy to deal with. So I enjoy working with him. It's just like dealing with anybody in any situation for me. I mean, it's no different than negotiating for, I don't know, in the store or something. If you deal with somebody who you can talk to, then it's easy. If you deal with somebody who you can't, then it's really hard.
Yeah. Were there any times there when you think you should have been playing things a little more seriously, perhaps, but the humour, Steve's humour or your humour carries you away a bit?
Oh, I don't think so, because I don't see it as a serious film. I mean, I don't see it as a rip-roaring comedy, but I think that the film there's a sense of humour to the film. There's a wit.
Well, it's certainly, I mean, things like when he turns up at work and he's obviously worried about whether his boss knows about the affair. So, I mean, that's just one of the things.
Yeah.
Steve Guttenberg, Elizabeth McGovern, and Isabelle Huppert in a romantic thriller in the tradition of the master of suspense.
But, I mean, there's nothing about the plot that should be taken seriously by audiences, I don't think. Because it's preposterous,
And it's not a profound...
No.
Right. So that opened here in America when? How long ago? It's been out for some time.
It opened this January. It's so funny to talk about this movie.
Long ago that you saw
it. Doesn't.
Really?
So.
It was It opened in mid-January.
Right. So how did it actually go? I mean,
It was actually taken fairly seriously by some
It was taken
critics.
more seriously than I ever expected it to be.
No, it
They would say things like, "Oh, this couldn't happen," or "That," which seemed completely an absurd reaction.
Or some of the really positive reviews looked at it as an art film almost, almost as a real craft. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Particularly in some of the, I don't know what you call them, like the Seattles or the smallish cities that are very serious about their films.
Yeah.
They liked it.
Yeah.
So did it do well at the box office?
I'm not even sure. I don't follow that.
Well, there's some New York and Los Angeles, by and large, didn't take it as seriously as the smaller cities, who were really movie-going cities. And places like Seattle or Boston, where they really looked at it as a serious, a great,
and it did
attempt.
better at the box office there.
Yeah, or let's say the reviews were better. I don't really follow the actual.
Oh, you don't know about the box office?
In those cities versus.
It didn't cost very much to make, so I have a feeling. Dino always makes his money back, no matter what.
And also, in Australia, for example, or in France, it was nicely received.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
You've had some reviews from Australia?
I've heard, I talked to Richard Guardian yesterday.
All right.
Yeah, he's the head of the company in Australia.
And there's been some feedback already. Eh?
I'm not part of this interview.
Okay.
No comment.
So you went on to do what after that?
Let's see. Oh, I did a movie that John Hughes directed almost immediately after.
What was that?
Which hasn't come out yet. It's called She's Having a Baby.
Right.
And starring Kevin Bacon.
Right. And you were the two leads
That's right.
in the film. And you were having a baby?
And yeah. It's a young, suburban married couple and it chronicles the first years of their marriage and the birth of their first child.
I will. I pronounce that Kristen and Jefferson are husband and wife.
In every married life, there are certain key phrases that ignite the imagination. What's for dinner tonight, sweetheart?
You don't like fish?
I love fish. It's just a little overwhelming to have
Grouper. It's grouper.
What are you going to do with your life?
Question is, what can I do?
You have a BA in advanced languages. What was your minor?
Elizabethan poetry.
Let's not fight.
You're not sleeping in this bed.
Oh, really?
Anywhere but in this room or in this bed.
So what do you want me to do, huh? Tell me.
My parents are coming over this evening.
This is good, Jake. You're quite a barbecue chef. What is this? Is this dirt on here?
So Hughes is moving up a little bit. I mean, he was sort of in that sort of 16 to 18 area.
Yeah, I think this is his segue into the adult world.
How did you find working with him? Everybody talks about him very positively.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed it very much. I had a good time.
Is it a comedy, or does it take
Yes.
what it's about, somewhat serious?
It's a comedy, but it's also supposed to be dramatically involving, which I think any good comedy is. To me, a movie that's a comedy in the sense that it's supposed to be just funny, rip-roaring, one joke after another is, I think, a big bore to me. So the concern was developing real characters and a real story, and having a character go from one point to another and grow. That was part of the challenge of the movie. But also, there are funny things in it.
But it has a social sort of current through it, basically.
Yes, and it's about something. It's about in particular how the man adjusts to settling down to being married and having a child, and his difficulty in fitting into that role, and how he finally does. He kind of embraces the traditional family, which is something that John Hughes tends to be all about.
Well, he's got some. I mean, he's married, isn't he? He's got some small kids.
Yes. So that's his point of view. That's what he comes from. He really is espouses traditional values, and that's what the film does too. Loyalty to your mate and to your family,
and yet the reference in the title is to you, albeit third person.
Yes, that's somewhat misleading because it's really the man's movie.
So what your role is in
I'm his wife.
But in the context of the
But the story is really, it's very subjective. It's really inside the man's mind. And he has various episodes where he goes off in his imagination and has adventures and affairs and stuff like that. And the movie follows the inner workings of his head in those areas. So
you're back in reality.
I'm the usual character I play, which is sort of the woman. Yeah, I'm the...
Why did you take these two films? I mean, what was it about the roles? Bedroom Window first.
Well, both of them were roles that I had an instinct about. That I liked. I liked the women, and I liked the script, and I liked the director on both instances. And both of them offered challenges for me personally as an actress. They required me to do things that I hadn't done before.
Do you make those sort of decisions also based on some kind of quite healthy ambition that you feel that if you do this that it may lift you up the sort of imaginary ladder or carry you into a new level or something like that?
No, I never think in those terms, to tell you the honest truth. I just really respond to an individual project on the basis of if I like it or not.
So what are you saying, that you don't really consider yourself particularly ambitious?
No, I would never say that I don't consider myself ambitious, because I love to work. And I love to do things that people are going to see. And, I would rather be doing a film that, in which the best minds are involved and the best talent than I would doing a film in Mexico. That I do have priorities in that sense, but my criterion has never been the movie that I think is going to get me the most exposure. No, I don't care about that.
Is it a competitive situation now in Hollywood for actresses in your age range? I mean, there seems to be quite a number of them that have emerged. You can start at sort of 16 and 17, I suppose, now, or 18, like Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, so young.
And you're going up now into sort of the late 20s. I was talking to a lady called Cilla Ward. Have you met Cilla Ward at all?
The name sounds so familiar.
She had a small part medium part in Nothing in Common.
Yes, I saw that movie, and I'm trying to remember who she was.
She was the girlfriend of the very, very smart, but slightly.
Oh, yes, I know who she is. Yes, of course. Yeah.
And I saw her in New York on Saturday. And she was just, because she came up, purely accidentally. She got into modelling in New York, and somebody said, "Listen, you really ought to have a go at it." And so her background had been in video production. Well, then she was about 23. She's 28 now. She's 23 or 24. But she said that the modelling world was so competitive. The girls would be paying off the hookers and buying them all these extraordinary gifts. And then when she came across to LA and started to work, she found that it was certainly competitive in a certain way, but
not nearly as much.
Yeah. I just wonder. Is there a sense of competitiveness that you're going after one of probably a limited number of good roles?
Of course there is. Yeah. My comparison, though, is when I was at school, it's nowhere near as competitive or I didn't feel the pressure so much as I did when I was at Juilliard studying to be an actress. Because there's a certain amount of competition, but I don't feel it to an overwhelmingly painful degree. Because I've managed to keep working. I keep busy with with plays, a lot of time, I've been very lucky, so I don't sit around and feel horribly overwhelmed by the competition.
Gotta get
yeah,
out there.
no,
Go
I
for
never
it.
like sort of bought gifts.
No, I'm sure. No, I don't.
I mean, I've never even felt
compelled
tempted or that it was even a possibility.
Come into the casting director and throw
That's
lots
right.
of chocolates on the table.
There.
And
Okay, here I am.
I've often wondered about that, because it is, I mean, everybody, I mean, even Australians, they see Los Angeles, they see Hollywood as a beacon, and they're drawn to it, and this is where it all happens. Although perhaps a little less so in the last 5 or 6 years in Australia because of our opportunities.
Sure.
But, I mean, even New York, people coming out of New York, coming here because they figure this is the only way they're going to get noticed, and they've got to be here. And it makes it sound as though it is calculating and commercial all the time. But
it could be different to grow up here also. Because I didn't come to the city in order to succeed or to make my mark. I never put that pressure on myself.
Have you done a film since the John Hughes film?
No.
So you've gone back on the stage, basically.
I've done a play,
Here in
Los Angeles.
And so most of the stage work you do is here?
No, mostly it's in New York, to tell you the truth. This is an exception.
What sort of things have you done over there?
Mostly what I've done are new plays in tiny little theaters. I have never done a big Broadway show. Because most of the time I'm not interested. And then I've done regional work too.
So you go what the English call repertory theatre.
Yes, it's not quite the same in America. We don't really have that here to speak of.
What do you call it here? Summer stock.
Yes, and it's not that either. This is there's a whole other life in theater, which is what we call Rourke theaters, which is just the name of the contract. But it's regional theaters that tend to do classic plays and get audiences from the town, for instance, in Boston and Chicago and cities like that with some kind of cultural life.
And you'll be approached by an independent theatre to...
Yes, or I'll go and audition for a part that attracts me. And generally, it's not repertory in that they job in people just for one show and then they fly back to wherever they live. And it will be a commitment of 8 weeks. You'll generally rehearse for 4 and then play for 4.
I presume the pay is...
Minimal.
Minimal, yeah. If that's not an understatement.
Yeah.
Or an overstatement.
Yeah, it's really hardy camping time.
So what, you just see that as a necessary process, do you, in maintaining your craft and so on?
Yes, and also the fact is I really enjoy it. I love doing things like that. You really get so much more satisfaction as an actress than you do on a film, because you're so much more in control of the final product. You know, it's really up to you.
And you can keep shifting it a little bit each night.
That's right. Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
So I presume you finished the John Hughes film then, sort of by September last year, roughly. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, we didn't finish that movie until just before Christmas. It was just before Thanksgiving.
Right. So it's really the last 6 months has been stage work.
Yeah.
And have you got any films to go to now?
No. I'm going to go do another play in New York.
Oh, really? Because that's what was there, that's what was offered, or because there hasn't been a good enough script around?
Because there hasn't been a good enough script.
You should start writing.
I know, I wish I could. I really do.
Well, have you had a go?
I could sit and look at a blank sheet of paper all day, I think.
That's why you're an actress.
Yeah.
What about directing?
I'll tell you, people have asked me about that before, and at this point in my life, I don't feel that I have anything directorial at all in my body. any iota, any molecule. But that could change, I don't know.
It's just interesting that you have a background in doing stage and work. And, obviously,
I definitely have opinions. I mean, I'll go and I'll criticize other people without me saying, but it's just everybody has that. It's kind of their armpits.
Yeah. It's an opportunity, though, that seems to afford everybody a little bit more power.
Well, yeah, and I always sort of balk at the idea of these. I mean, it's not fair because in a way, it's just the way life is. That people, because they're good at acting, get opportunities to direct and write that other people who are better at those things don't get. But it's just the way of the world.
Well, thank you very much for all of that.
Well,
That's
thank
great.
you.
Despite her busy film and television careers, Elizabeth took on a number of stage roles over the decades and even ventured into a music career with her own band doing live performances and recording several albums. She continues to live in London with Simon and their 2 daughters.